Now, the seventh success criterion has to do with being given a function in function notation with f of x, and then being given stuff like this, like f2, f of a, f of x minus 1, f of a minus 1. This doesn't have to be f, it can be g, can be h, can be q, can be p for polynomial, it doesn't matter. Anyhow, so what we're looking at here is what things like this, what f of 2 means. Well, if we're doing that, whatever we've got here, what we're going to do, that's substituted the x here, so it's going to substitute the x here as well. So this will become 3, 2 squared plus 5, 2 minus 3. So then we've got 3 times 2 squared, which is 4, so 3 times 4, which is 12, plus 10, which is 22, minus 3, which is 19. So we're evaluating it if we do that. This, likewise, we substitute the x with the a. So this will become 3a squared plus 5a, whoops, don't need the brackets there, 5a minus 3. Gets a little bit more complicated when we have a function here. So that's that's x minus 1. So this ends up becoming 3x minus 1 squared plus 5x minus 1, and we have minus 3. So what we have to do, we have to work with, we've got to work with this here. So x minus 1 all squared is, so we'll have 3, and then we'll have x squared minus 2x plus 1 plus 5x minus 5 minus 3. So then we simplify this. So then we'll end up with 3x squared minus 6x plus 3 plus 5x minus 5 minus 3, and then so we've got 3x squared minus 6x plus 5x, so it'll be plus x, sorry, minus x, not plus x, minus x, and we've got 3 minus 3 minus 5. So that's the type of thing that happens there. And then the same thing would happen if we had this. So we'd end up with 3a squared minus a minus 5. And I'm saying that because a minus 1 and x minus 1 we'd end up with the same thing. But so then from there, what you may be asked to do is you may be asked to find, to solve, you may be asked to find f of x minus 2 equals 0 kind of thing, or where does f of x plus 3 intersect with f of x, little things like that. So that's what we asked to do. You may also be asked to find out what happens to the function. Well, with this, if that's what's happening there, I'm pretty sure that we can say that it's being translated to the right by 1, because all of our x values, before they're all manipulated by the 3, the 5, and the squared and everything, are having 1 subtracted from them. So I think it's moving to the right by 1. So that's the other important thing to realise with these here. So that's what's going on here. So, like I said, just some notation. If we've got an x, so if we've got x, we've got a function of x, a function of 2. So we place the x with 2, that's what we do. Function of a, we replace x with a, and then we start substituting. So if we give a function, we substitute that function in place of x, and then simplify. But they're the steps that we take.